cloudy to mostly cloudy. It was 62 at Chattanooga, 57 at Memphis, 58 at Nashville, and 56 at Atlanta. Birmingham reported 58, Tupelo reported 54, and Knoxville reported 56. Now here is the local forecast for the north central Alabama listening area. Rest of tonight, not as cool. Partly cloudy early, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows.
It's interesting. They factor not only the transition to the new Huntsville Util app, but we did have a government shutdown.
Right, and Huntsville Utilities has said through all of that they try to be understanding and try to help their customers as much as possible.
Yes, and from what I understand, even though there's some people who are still perhaps struggling to pay for their utilities bills, there's still an opportunity for them to get some help, right?
Yes, so they recommend that you can reach out to utility assistance services, or if you just, call them or go to their building in downtown Huntsville, then you will be able to, let them know whatever you may be having problems with or struggles with, and they'll be able to assist you as well.
Good. At least there's still help available, right?
Yes, correct.
All right. Thank you so much, Logan Alexandra. All right, let's take a look outside from earlier today. We saw lots of sun here, a lot more clouds. This is just outside of our Fox 54 studio, look above there. But nonetheless, the weather was great. I enjoyed it personally. Let's bring in Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman to find out if the clouds will remain. Jordan.
Yeah, cloud cover going to stick around as we head into the evening. I can tell you right now that video was taken through the later part of the afternoon when that cloud cover really began to build its way into the Huntsville metro. That cloud cover is actually going to continue to build even more as we head into the later part of the evening and then through the course of the overnight. The good news, if you like the warmer air, is the cloud cover is going to keep us warm as we head into the overnight. 50 degrees right now in Huntsville, 52 in Coleman, 53 in Fayetteville, still sitting at 58 degrees in Scottsboro. They got a little bit warmer than everybody else through the course of the afternoon, so naturally they're a little bit warmer this evening. 53 right now over in Florence. Like I said, warmer as we head into the overnight. I think you'll be able to give the heat a bit of a break, or at the very least, it's not going to run as much tonight, early tomorrow morning. Temperatures only dropping into the mid and upper 40s. A couple of folks might only drop into the lower 50s. Now, many of the kids going back to school tomorrow morning, if not all of the kids back to school tomorrow morning. 54 at 7, 55 at 8, 57 by 9, 59 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. From there, temperatures only continue to climb as we head into your Tuesday afternoon. We'll talk about it in just a bit.
Thank you, Jordan. A Marshall County judge sentenced a man to 200 years behind bars today for possessing child sexual abuse material. According to the Marshall County Sheriff's Office, investigators received a tip through the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force regarding Gary Greenwell, pictured here. Greenwell was previously convicted in Michigan for molesting a teenage boy before being paroled and moving to Alabama. A search warrant of Greenwell's home led to the discovery of devices containing more than 10,000 pictures of sex abuse. Greenwell was arrested in April and pled guilty to 10 counts of possessing child sex abuse material in October. A woman behind bars accused of hitting a man with a gun. A Huntsville Police Department officer says officers responded to a domestic dispute in the 3500 block of Chasewood Drive yesterday around 1:30 p.m. HPD says an argument between the victim and Chanel Golden, pictured here, got physical when Golden allegedly grabbed a gun and hit the victim with it. According to HPD, Golden wasn't allowed to own a gun based on her criminal record. HPD arrested Golden and charged her with 2 counts of domestic violence and possessing a gun. She's in the Madison County Jail on an $8,500 bond. We've learned a coach has been cleared of any wrongdoing after allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a student at Asbury High School. The investigation started in November after a staff member overheard students discussing the alleged relationship. The coach was placed on administrative leave last month. Marshall County Sheriff Phil Sims said in a statement there was no evidence of an inappropriate physical relationship. The findings will now be given to the Marshall County School Board for their review. Huntsville Police Department needs your help finding a man who investigators believe robbed a service station. According to HPD, the person you see there on your screen robbed a service station on the 6200 block of Old Madison Pike Thursday. HPD's Violent Crimes Unit suspects the person walked into the neighborhood behind on Robin Hood Lane. If you have any information, you're asked to call HPD, the number you see on your screen, which is 256-564-8003. We've learned a family without a home tonight after a morning fire in Florence. That fire is so severe, 2 people jumped from a second-story window. Both were taken to the hospital with burn and smoke-related injuries. The fire happened on the 2700 block of Huntsville Road. And according to Florence Fire and Rescue, the 2 people on the second floor at the time of the fire were unable to go down the stairs, forcing them to jump. The cause of that fire is not known. An in-person stop at the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office will have to wait till next week. A rise in sickness in Alabama forced the office to close. The DeKalb County Sheriff's Office says its offices are closed through Friday to protect the health of their staff and the community. If you need immediate assistance or need to make a report, you're asked to call 911. And if you need a pistol permit, you can get one on the Sheriff's Office website, DeKalbCountySheriff.org. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro pleaded not guilty to federal drug trafficking charges in a U.S. courtroom today. The deposed Venezuelan leader was captured following a U.S. military invasion of the country Saturday. During his first court appearance today, Maduro declared himself, quote, innocent and, quote, a decent man, arguing he was abducted illegally. And you can see the captured president leaving on your screen. Maduro's capture has been met with criticism and acclaim around the world, with the Venezuelan National Assembly calling Maduro's arrest a kidnapping.
The president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro Moros, has been kidnapped by the government of the United States in a barbaric, treacherous, and cowardly attack. The president of the United States, Mr. Trump, intends to be prosecutor, judge, and policeman of the world. From Bolivarian Venezuela, we say to him, you will not succeed.
Maduro's capture has garnered reactions from Alabama politicians, including U.S. Senator Katie Britt, who says Maduro's capture will help America feel safe.
There is no doubt that Americans are safer and more secure because of President Trump's actions. I am so grateful that we finally have a commander-in-chief that is willing to put the safety and security of this country first, put it front and center.
Maduro's next court date is scheduled for March 17th, and you saw it just a little bit earlier before Katie Britt spoke. In his absence, Delcy Rodriguez was sworn in as acting president of Venezuela today. Back here in the Tennessee Valley, we've learned NASA announced it'll be demolishing historic testing facilities at Marshall Space Flight Center as part of a Phase 1 demolition. NASA plans to remove 25 outdated structures, including the dynamic test stand and the propulsion and structural test facility. Demolition starts Saturday. This is part of new Administrator Jared Isaacman's plan to spearhead a major infrastructure modernization initiative funded through the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Boeing landed a $2.7 billion contract to provide post-production support services for the U.S. Army's fleet of Apache helicopters. Boeing was the only bidder for the contract offered through Army Contracting Command at Huntsville's Redstone Arsenal. As part of the deal, Boeing will provide depot-level maintenance, repairs, spare parts, and engineering support through 2030. Work locations and funding haven't been determined. A new modern data center and lab facility is set in motion for the Rocket City. A Birmingham-based manufacturing firm was awarded a multi-million-dollar contract to make that all happen, and the firm is converting government administrative space to do it. The Army Corps of Engineers awarded the $171 million contract to B.L. Harbert to build the data center featuring laboratories and updated administrative space. The funding is coming from military construction defense-wide funds and research, development, test, and evaluation defense-wide funds.
We've seen anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 people turn out for this event over a 3-day period.
Roughly 6 months out till Rock the South returns, and at a new home in the River City, we've got to look ahead on preparations. Some new tasty treats are added to a major coffee chain's menu. Have a look. Stay with us. The countdown to the biggest party in the South is on. In 6 months, Rock the South will call Decatur home for the first time in the festival's 14-year history. And as the city prepares to host one of its largest events ever, the Decatur-Morgan County Tourism Office says they hope to see records broken this year thanks to attractions here in the River City.
We've seen anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 people turn out for this event over a 3-day period, and we're expecting to hit those numbers here in Decatur, if not more. The best thing about our destination is we have great lodging. There's other attractions, so there's more to see, more places to stay to really build out that entire trip while they're here. So we're really expecting just massive numbers. We're hoping to, break some records this year.
Oh yeah, and for Decatur, the event is set to be one of the biggest ever hosted by the city. But Martin says she believes they're ready to take on the challenge.
This is kind of something that we've been waiting on for a very long time, is the opportunity to showcase our destination to a platform and an audience of this caliber. So we're really, really honored and blessed to have the opportunity. We're ready. We're ready for the challenge. I think we thrive under pressure, and the tourism office is ready to bring, the best hospitality that you'll ever find here in Decatur, Alabama.
Very exciting. Well, the biggest party in the South is being held in the River City this upcoming June, which features artists including Jason Aldean, Big X the Plug, Riley Green, and Zach Top. Coming up, Alabama leaders hope to bridge the gap in the number of physicians in rural communities. A multi-million-dollar grant aims to do that. Details on how this could impact you. And Jordan, more warmer temps in store?
Yeah, we're going to maintain the warmth across the Tennessee Valley. It's warm this evening, and it's going to stick with us as we head into your Tuesday. We'll discuss it in just a couple of minutes.
The Medical Association of the state of Alabama is hoping a federal grant will help address a growing shortage of physicians. FOX54 told you last Tuesday the state received more than $200 million from the Big Beautiful Bill to help fund rural health care facilities. The State Medical Association says many rural health clinics are closing services in part because they cannot recruit and retain physicians. They say for every 100,000 residents, the state has only 241 primary care physicians. They hope the funding will help address the physician shortage. The 2026 campaign season for midterm elections in Alabama has officially begun. The Alabama Democrat and Republican parties open candidate qualifying opened today. It's for candidates running for offices ranging from U.S. Senate to state legislature and even the governor's seat. Qualifying runs through January 23rd. The general election is scheduled November 3rd. If you're interested in running for office, you can complete the process online through the Alabama Democrats and the Alabama Republicans websites. Attention coffee lovers, a new winter menu of drinks and food is coming to Starbucks tomorrow. Yes, take a look. The major coffee chain is adding a new caramel protein latte and caramel matcha protein latte to their menu full time, while a new Colorado Cortado joins the returning pistachio latte and pistachio cream cold brew while supplies last. Along with drinks, Starbucks is also adding a new truffle, mushroom, and brie egg bites for a limited time.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the FOX54 Weather Impact Team.
I'm going to say with my posh voice, fluffy clouds grace the Tennessee Valley today. It was a rather pretty day for the sun, staying out for most of us. No rain in sight. I gotta love it.
You should read video of weather in your posh voice from here. As long as I am standing next to you doing the weather, I feel like that is it. You just made today look even better than it was.
You know, I appreciate that. You know, a little something different for the new year. But
now, if you could make the Starbucks editions sound better, that would be great. Am I the only one that thinks there is not a single thing on that menu?
It's just heaps of sugar.
Yeah. And then they're throwing a little bit of protein into the mix to be like, you know what? Here's some health.
I mean, no shade to Starbucks. I do go to them occasionally, but I'm also not a huge fan of matcha.
No, I've never really quite understood matcha. And then, of course, they have something with mushrooms in it, and we all know how I feel about eating fungus.
Now that I do love mushrooms.
Oh, yes, I know, as a lot of people do, and I'm happy to admit that I am alone. Not necessarily alone. Sometimes I think I am in the minority when it comes to my distaste for eating fungus. 50 degrees right now in Huntsville, 54 in Athens, 55 in Pulaski, 53 degrees right now over in Florence. A couple of degrees warmer over in Northeast Alabama, 58 in Scottsboro right now, 55 in Albertville, sitting at 54 degrees over in Fort Payne. These numbers not going to move much as we head into the overnight. We'll get to that here in just a couple of minutes. We saw an increase in cloud cover through the course of the afternoon, but that cloud cover didn't necessarily result in any sort of rainfall across the Tennessee Valley. Radar looks nice and quiet this evening, and it's going to stay that way as we head into the overnight. However, as we head into your Tuesday, there is a small, emphasis here on small, opportunity for a little bit of rain. Most of us are going to be just fine. If you were to leave the house without the umbrella tomorrow, odds are better than not. You're going to be good. Dry on Wednesday, another small opportunity for rain on Thursday. Best chance of rain, and even if thunderstorms comes to the Tennessee Valley as we head into your Friday. We'll talk about that in just a second as well. Could linger a little bit as we head into the front half of the weekend, but then the back half of the weekend and the early part of next week look great, but cooler. Here's Futurecast by the time we get to the Tuesday morning commute. Unfortunately, the blue sky is going to be a thing of the past. Looks like we're going to be talking about a mostly cloudy or an overcast sky, much the same as we head into the afternoon. Now, through the late part of the afternoon, early into the evening, a couple of light isolated showers are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley. Futurecast in of itself has a really difficult time picking up on any of this activity. It tries to bring a remote shower down into Gadsden, but honestly, that's about it. Otherwise, the vast majority of us are dry, but a couple of light sprinkles could be possible out of this cloud cover tomorrow afternoon. It's just going to be so incredibly hard to come by. What's not hard to come by, though, is the clouds themselves. Those are going to stick with us through Wednesday morning, breaking up a little bit as we head into Wednesday afternoon, but then quickly returning to the Tennessee Valley by the time we get to Thursday morning. From there, as we head into Thursday afternoon, the cloud cover is going to hold strong. That cloud cover is going to be out ahead of our next system. Our next system involves a cold front, which by the time we get to the lunch hour on Friday is back off to the west. Showers and thunderstorms are going to be associated with this cold front. Now, I do think this particular model of Futurecast is a couple of hours too fast. I think this shower and thunderstorm activity is not going to build into the Tennessee Valley until we get to the later part of Friday afternoon, early into Friday evening. Could bring some gusty winds and some heavy rain to the Tennessee Valley. Heavy rain, which, by the way, we could actually use. We're talking about a bit of a deficit. The temperatures only dropping into the upper 40s, lower 50s as we head into the overnight. I believe most of the kids are heading back to school tomorrow morning. Beautiful morning at the bus stop, honestly, nice and warm. 55 at 8, 57 by 9, 59 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. Despite the cloud cover and that incredibly small opportunity for rain, we're still going to climb into the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon. Got a high temperature right around 64, 65 degrees. We'll do that again on Wednesday. Upper 60s, lower 70s for Thursday and Friday. Now, we're not supposed to be that warm. On the backside of that cold front is going to be some cooler air. 57 on Saturday. Now, we're not even supposed to be that warm. By the time we get to Sunday and Monday, we're much closer to where we should be this time of year with plenty of sunshine.
We have a Fox 54 traffic impact alert for you today. A part of Sandlin Road is closing for construction work beginning tomorrow. That closure affects Sandlin Road between Cedar Lake Road and Courtney Drive. The closure allows crews from Decatur Utilities to perform construction on the water system infrastructure in that area. The closures last from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow and Wednesday. You're asked to avoid the area if possible. For more traffic impact alerts, go to fox54.com. Mo, what's going on in college sports?
Well, the transfer portal is filled with notable names from across the state and country. We'll talk about the latest moves in the portal next.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
Hey everyone, with the exception of the college football playoff, everyone's been talking about the movement and shaking that's ongoing with the NCAA transfer portal. A number of guys with state and local ties are in the mix, including a local Power 4 signal caller. This morning, North Carolina QB Gio Lopez entering his name into the portal. Last season, the James Clemens High School alumnus started 11 games for Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels. He threw for over 1,700 yards and 10 passing touchdowns while rushing for 3 more on the ground. The move comes after North Carolina received a commitment from now former Wisconsin quarterback Billy Edwards. Lopez has 2 years of eligibility remaining. So it looks like Gio Lopez is on his way out of the ACC while Jalen Mbakwe is on his way there. Recently, the Alabama wideout and defensive back entering his name into the portal, and then he committed to Georgia Tech. Mbakwe arrived in Tuscaloosa as a 5-star standout, and he was ranked nationally in the top 5. He was primarily a backer receiver in 2025 and also did a lot of work on special teams, some in the return game. He tallied 3 receptions for 55 yards. Jay Crawford has found a new home. Recently, the former Auburn cornerback announcing that he's heading to Ole Miss. Crawford spending 2 seasons on the Plains, starting 10 of 12 games this year for the Tigers. He finished the season with 15 tackles, 4 pass deflections, and 1 interception. Now, within the last 24 hours, new Auburn football coach Alex Golesh securing commitments from these former USF players, Gavin Jenkins, Nakia Davenport, Christian Neptune, Jeremiah Cogger, Jonathan Echols, and Fred Gaskins. All right, coming up tonight in sports at 9 on Fox 54, we'll dive into some college basketball. We'll preview Auburn's big game, and we'll also have SWAC action as Alabama A&M takes on Mississippi Valley. Kanisha.
Yes, Mo, also coming up tonight on Fox 54 News at 9, flu cases are still on the rise with 10% of ER visits in Alabama being related to the flu. We'll tell you more coming up. Naturalized citizens could be barred from high office under Senate Bill 21. We hear both sides of the debate. And a major music festival makes its way to the River City for the first time. We spoke with city officials who say they're prepared. We'll hear more tonight at 9. But before we let you go, this wasn't your typical police chase. Yes, this is a police chase that happened on Christmas Eve. Officers in Sandy Springs, Georgia, located a man they had been looking for at a golf course. When the suspect saw officers closing in, he took off in a golf cart. So officers gave chase on a cart. The officers eventually caught the man and arrested him. Police have not yet released his name or the charges he's facing. The department recently added a golf cart to its vehicle fleet, and it is even equipped to perform pit maneuvers. They just stopped him there. So, but that's interesting. They ended up keeping or adding a golf cart.
I think that is the most amusing part of all of this, is that there is a police golf cart when such low-speed chases warrant an item of such.
It can only go so fast.
True, and I mean, can you imagine, like,